Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. We are continuing on with the series on comprehensive exams, and today I'm answering a question that was submitted by a viewer, and it goes a little something like this. What are some reasons people don't pass their comprehensive exams? What are some major no-nos? This is an excellent question, and before I dive into what I see as being the three major reasons people don't pass, I want to let you know that you have a lot of control over how well your comprehensive exams go. Now, you are probably not in control of the question being asked, but from my end of from my perspective, right? Comprehensive exams is about showing you understand the literature and you can use that literature to make an argument in relation to the question being asked. Now, that is all within your realm of control, okay? So hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better. But that aside, let's dive into what I see as being the three major no-nos that screw people up on their comprehensive exams. Number one, the paper doesn't make a clear and coherent argument. All right, so sometimes these papers don't make any argument at all. They simply summarize, right? Nobody wants to read a list of study A said this, study B said that, study C said this, and it's all just a bunch of summaries, right, about things that you've read and things that you know. You need to know that information, right? But if you're presenting the answer to the question being asked as a set of summaries, as a set of, hey, this article talks about it, and this article talks about it, and this article talks about it, and here's what they say, but it's not hanging on one or more arguments, then you're not going to pass your comprehensive exams. It's just not going to happen, okay? So that's one mistake I see people making. Number two, the paper attempts to make an argument, but that argument isn't well supported, okay? So you might have issues with organization, issues with clarity, and I mean extreme issues, because we do understand, as a committee that's reading your comprehensive exam papers, we do understand that you're stressed and that there's a time crunch, okay? So we do expect a certain degree of, maybe some structural issues, maybe a clarity issue here or there. But what I'm talking about is papers that you cannot understand, okay? And maybe I can pick out that argument, but that argument isn't logically developed, okay? Maybe you don't have enough citations to support that argument. Maybe you don't demonstrate a command of the literature. Maybe you're using, and I have seen this, citations incorrectly, okay? You're attributing things to people that you shouldn't be attributing, right, things to, okay? So we know that literature. Now, the literature that you cite, I'm not gonna know everything that somebody cites inside and out, but across the committee, we know everything. We really do, right? We know that literature. So if you're citing something incorrectly, you're probably gonna get caught, okay? And if something sounds fishy or weird to me, or I think, that doesn't really sound kind of like what that researcher normally writes about, I'm probably going to pull that source and double check it. All right. I have done that. Okay. So make sure that you're making an argument that is grounded in the literature. Okay. It's well supported and it's well organized. And then the third no-no that I see is the paper doesn't answer the question being asked. So I went to grad school with somebody that did this. They wrote a beautiful comprehensive exam paper. It was outstanding, but it didn't answer the question. So if you can write an outstanding paper on any topic you want, but if it doesn't answer the question that is being asked of you, you will not pass, okay? So make sure that the argument that you're making and everything that you're doing to set up that argument aligns with the question that you are being asked. All right, so these are all things that are in your control, right? You can make sure you know what the question is. You can make sure you know what the argument is. You can make sure you know the literature well enough, right, that you can utilize it to answer that question, right, with an argument. That's all in your control, so you can totally do this, all right? If you're having one or more of these problems in your course papers, now is the time to rectify it, because it will show up in your comprehensive exams if you don't. I promise you that, okay? And if you've got other questions that you'd like to see me address about comprehensive exams, head on down to the comments, ask away. I would love to make a future video addressing your question.